Oh, baby, it feels like a special day today now, doesn't it? I see all sorts of familiar faces in the chat right now, all sorts of very happy faces in the chat as well. I suppose that can only mean one thing. Bitcoin's at new all-time highs. And today, this is a politics channel. I just want to read some of these comments over here. I'm a political expert, by the way. I've been reading Twitter for the last hour, so I know a lot, actually. Oh, that's right. Elsa just informed me that I'm not allowed to have an opinion, being that I am a white man. But, Finns don't even consider me fucking white. So it is what... White straight man. Oh, no! He's done it. Wait, is this even the right camera? Hold on. Just one moment here. I think I done goofed this one up. Well, whatever. That's good enough. Anyways, that'll have to do for today. I see that Cesar Flores, he says, it's a pin message right now, by the way. It was so good. I've been watching this channel for years. This is my first time commenting. Let's go Trump. Nice. All right. Sweet. If that's what it takes to get a comment for the first time, then I'm all for it, man. Greetings from Estonia. Fuck yeah, man. I actually lived in Old Town in Tallinn for a good summer one time. I actually really liked it. It was quite fun because I love medieval shit. I don't know about the rest of Estonia though. It seemed like as soon as you took a step outside of that place, it was a different area. Fat green dildos, baby, says Sean Peterson. Yes, indeed. We have many fat green dildos. That is exactly what we want today. And I've never been more proud to be an American, retaking reigns of freedom and prosperity aligned with God and truth, says Mr. Squirrel. Yes, I know very much squirrels. In fact, this is the most important squirrel right now. Peanut the White. He's come back. He's come back at the turn of the tide to let you know. To let you fucking know. They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have killed Peanut, man. That was the mistake. That was the mistake that will be always known in hindsight as the big issue. The biggest LGBTQ channel on YouTube. That's right, Mr. Asslord. I am the biggest gay for TA motherfucker out there. And very proud of it as well, as I just realized that the alert box is not really centered right there. But you know what? That's okay. Anyways, Peanut turned the tide, man. How can you? It was Peanut and the Amish. Hi from Mexico. Fuck yeah, man. We have all sorts of countries going on in here. Mad respect, Peanut. People love the peanut. People love the peanut. I love the peanut. We all love the peanut. Hi from Estonia 2 says Sheepflog. Fuck yeah, man. We got plenty of Estonians. I think there's actually even a couple more as well. Good stuff, man. Good stuff indeed. Elsa even has her own GM. She woke up very happy. It was actually very interesting just because she's been relaying to me all of the information, all of the news from Finland. By the way, we'll get into the analysis soon enough. I just want to give people some time to get in here. But she's been relaying me the news of Finland. And for, the couple months leading up to this election, the Finnish news has been very adamant that Harris is going to win. And hey, the results are not fully in just yet. So who the hell knows what actually happens? In fact, I'll just refresh the screen over here. It looks like nothing's really changed as of yet. But it's just funny to see that they're now starting to turn their tune. As soon as this morning opens up, she lets me know they appear to have changed their minds, which is just, I think for myself, this is really the final nail in the coffin that Twitter actually does seem to have the right news for sentiment. It seems to be more correct than anything else, especially compared to mainstream news. And I include all mainstreams. I mean, both on the left and the right. I mean, Fox is just as bad as MSNBC to me, in my opinion. I mean, they're both it's like, why do you watch these places? You're fucking redacted is why. You just want to have your beliefs confirmed to you. But it does seem like Twitter actually seems to, or at least the sort of echo chamber that I'm in on Twitter seemed to favor this as the result. And so far, that has been more correct. And also, more importantly, Polymarket, the betting odds, people actually putting their money where their mouth is, seems to be more correct than not. But still, time remains to be declaring the victor. And so we don't necessarily know exactly what's going to happen just yet. But so far, the results are as they are. Yeah, legacy media has been very rough. I mean, it's fun to watch now only because you get an insight into these people who are so fucking disconnected from the average person in what they think. It's absolutely insane. Like, these people really do think that anyone who thinks differently than them is just a fucking idiot moron who doesn't deserve any opinion at all whatsoever and should just fucking be just just go eat the bugs and die. It's like that's really what it does feel to me, especially watching some of the ones from earlier this morning. It's just these people like cannot comprehend that anyone could possibly ever come to a conclusion different than them, and if they do, then they're redacted and uneducated and racist and bigots. And I mean, we'll see how this changes things. I'm very interested to see not actually what happens on this election. I'm actually very interested to see where things go on the next one. What is the messaging going to be? Is it going to be the same shit? Is it going to be the same thing? This is a political channel, by the way, now, so don't fucking complain about this. But Dems getting them cheeks clapped. It actually does seem like there is a bit of a red wave. I mean, it seems like the Republicans have won the Senate. Is that right? Yeah. And also the House, or perhaps the House as well. Or at least that's what I was seeing earlier, but perhaps I'm wrong about that. We'll see. Anyways, it will be... Consequences will never be the same, as we all know. Krown the pundit. Yes, that's right. I've been studying politics now for 1 hour. I know. Sunburnt as fuck, sir. Actually, I don't think I'm that sunburnt. I think my camera is just... it must be on the wrong feed or something. It's not me, it's the camera! Hold on, there's got to be... I must have goofed it up somewhere here. Let me see, is this... Okay. Oh, I'm using the wrong one. That is actually what's going on. Okay, what? Hold on, let's try this. Okay, maybe that's not it. Let's try this one right here. Hold on. Do we have this one working, perhaps? Yes, there we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. I think I look not so fucking zombie-like. Krown's crypto political cave. I don't know if that one rolls off the tongue, man. You turned red officially. Yes. My color is going on with the current lead in the election right now. Show us your Zilla search history. Yeah, I mean this. There is one thing though. Florida has done goofed, Elsa. They voted against legalization of marijuana, which is questionable. So maybe it'll be Arizona. I suppose we'll see. Something like that. Why would they do that? They have a perfect state other than that. Why would they do this? Why would they do this, ma'am? Anyways, damn, my messages won't appear. Why? That one seems to appear, Mr. Misha Vladimir, which is a very Russian name, so perhaps we should ban you anyways. Kidding, man, kidding. Come to Arkansas. I don't know what the hell. I don't think I've even ever met anyone from Arkansas. Never even seen a person from Arkansas in my life, like in real person, ma'am. Yes, we won. Let's go, Finland. Fuck yeah, Finland. Let's fucking go, baby. We can smoke in Florida. Of course, you can smoke in Florida, I'm sure. But it would have been good to see them legalized. But I suppose that is perhaps maybe an issue for the future. Move to Florida. I live close. I'll bring you some herbal medication. That's right. For you guys, this might be all fun and games with your weed, puff, ha, funny times. But for me, it's a very serious thing. It's a medical issue, okay? I always thought that shit was super funny. Like, everyone gets medical cards in California. I know that it's legalized now, but when I lived there, you had to get a medical card and everything. It's just the biggest. It was just like the biggest farce. Just the biggest farce. Sanaz is back. Good morning to you as well. Are you in Dubai because of tax purposes? Unfortunately, being an American, it does not matter where I move in the world. I always owe income tax, no matter where it was sourced from or anything like that. So I still pay tax to America. I was here for convenience and also weather purposes. But, after this time, I have not really been feeling good this time that I've been here. I feel like I'm sick almost every day. Like I have this massive fucking headache. I don't know what the hell is going on. I eat a very clean diet. I pretty much all plain single ingredient foods, but it's just been terrible. So, I'm considering other places, maybe back to America, maybe Thailand, something like that. Anyways, hit the charts, bro. We're on a chart right now. Can you not see it? This is the most important chart that you can see in the whole damn of Bitcoin, and we've been speaking about it on this channel for many a time now. It's the election day chart. What do you fucking know? The same result every damn time. Doesn't even matter who's president, honestly. To be honest, it doesn't even really matter who's president. Bitcoin number goes up, and it just is what it is. And more importantly, we have the market speaking right here. I mean, is new all-time highs bearish? Yes, because because bear markets always start from all-time highs, is what the fucking redacted of the world say out there. Consider Vietnam against Thailand. You're actually not the first person to tell me about Vietnam. A couple other people are telling me about Vietnam as well, and I looked into it. It's actually it's super nice. It looks super nice, actually. I'm just afraid that I might like step on a fucking old landmine at some point. That would not be good, ma'am. That would not be good at all. Do you still go to vote, brother? Well, I actually don't even have a state in the United States. Let me just let me bring up the chats over here. Oh, by the way, I should let you know. Let's see. Let me bring it up on this screen over here. I should let you know, for anyone who's joining in right now and you want to get in on some live stream action, but you can't join in on the live stream action. Okay, well, obviously this is going to be for people watching in the future. We're starting a new thing where each and every week I'll be recording a video answering all of the questions that I can in this thread here. There will be a new thread each and every week for that weekly video. It's going to be essentially like a live stream, same sort of format as a live stream, just, you know, doing my best to answer questions, assuming that I can answer them. And I'll get through as many as I can within about 30 minutes, and I'll just pull them from here, and, you know, it's just gonna be first come first serve. So if you want to join on in later on, all you need to do is join on in with the Discord. There is a link in the description below. It's free to join. Anyone can come on in. You see all sorts of crazy characters in the general chat as well that you can mingle with, and yeah, I'll continue to update this you know, as we go on. It seems like so far there's been a pretty good turnout, and that. Elsa says you can't join if you're a pussy, actually, so she will be in charge of that. And that's the issue. How's Bitcoin dominance? I mean, Bitcoin dominance is obviously going up, but I still think that looking at Bitcoin dominance is the midwit meme of this market cycle, and actually of the last one as well, but this one more so because there is a very logical understanding of Bitcoin dominance and why it is, in my opinion, very much irrelevant for the purpose, because people want to know about Bitcoin dominance. Why? Like, why do people want to know about it? Because they basically want to know when altcoin season. And what is altcoin season? Altcoin season is when alts generally go up to a fucking astronomical degree. And the real interpretation of this, at least as far as I'm concerned, for Bitcoin dominance is this. Look, Bitcoin dominance is going to go fucking up. Why? Because each and every year, each and every day, there's more and more altcoins being printed. And so if you're measuring Bitcoin's dominance versus this plethora sea of fucking altcoins, most of which trend to zero over time. Like, what is the general life for an altcoin? It goes towards zero over time. So it's losing over time. What do you expect to happen then if you just add a shit ton of that versus Bitcoin? Naturally, Bitcoin dominance will go up. So if you are looking at a proxy for when do altcoins go up, you are looking at the wrong thing. What you should be looking at is the altcoin that you're interested in versus their Bitcoin pairing. And that is going to be the most obvious, that is going to be the most direct thing. And more importantly, this cycle has confirmed what I'm saying, at least as far as I believe, because we have seen altcoin season already. It is continuing to go on. It's fucking memes. Look, I'm mostly a Bitcoin maximalist, but it is I don't see how you can make an argument that memes are not the big winner of this cycle thus far, in AI to a slightly lesser degree. And so if you're looking at Bitcoin dominance to know when to get into these sort of things, you're fucking redacted because you already missed the party, or you've missed most of the party, and now you're going to join in on the very last legs. And unfortunately, I think for a lot of people out there, most altcoins are not going to have any real major significant rallies. Yes, they'll probably get a pop during like the last 2 to 3 months of this cycle. Sure, they'll go up, and they probably might even go up, you know, several double-digit percentages. That's fine, but ultimately they will not be, you know, retesting all-time highs. Certainly for 99% of them, not going to be making new all-time highs. It is going to be a fucking, it's just going to be adding to the graveyard of these shitcoins over time, which has been the exact fucking trend throughout every damn cycle. And people still have not people, but there are many big accounts that have not realized this fact and do not fucking have any semblance of critical thinking. Sorry, I'm being really fucking rude today, but it is true. It is true. They don't understand what the hell they're looking at, and they don't understand why they're looking at what they're looking at. And it's just like, okay, great, you told me that Bitcoin DOM is going to go up. Everyone fucking knows that, but it doesn't. It's not. This is not why you care about it to begin with. You fucking missed it. Anyways, I need to take a sip of this water because I'm damn thirsty right now. Thai beaches are much better though. Could be. Cool. Yeah. So as far as Bitcoin goes, obviously this election chart right here, I think it kind of speaks for itself, right? Again, it doesn't really matter who the president is. I mean, this was Obama over here, this was Trump over here, and this was Biden over here. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Why is that? Because global liquidity continues to rise, and inflation continues. Well, it doesn't necessarily go up. I mean, it's been mostly at 2%, but inflation will, of course, makes assets in general, not just Bitcoin, but assets in general, especially technology, go up and to the right. So, we're getting the certainty now of this election. Let's actually see if there's any sort of updates going on over here. Nope, it's still the same thing, 210 to 230. Just from me, who, despite my claims earlier, I'm actually not a political expert. It's false advertising. To me, this would look like it's quite close, like 210 to 230. It's like, damn, man, I don't know about that, but it seems like a lot of people are already kind of starting to call this one. Anyways, moving on from there, I did want to go over just quickly this chart right here. Again, 5-day setup. It's been this fucking simple since this 5-day setup fired off, which was in the beginning of October at $63,000 or just below $63,000. Again, this setup is very fucking simple. Just Bitcoin getting back above that red 5 exponential moving average on the 5-day time frame, alongside a couple other things as well, has led to some pretty nice gains over time. Now, this strategy, again, this is the whole critical thinking component of these sort of strategies, like understanding what the hell it's doing. This strategy is designed to be getting the big, long trending moves, because all trending moves begin and end by riding a very low period moving average. It's a very simplistic concept, but my point is that, not every single one of these is going to be a major winner. In fact, most of them are not. Even if they do win. And most of the losers are actually pretty small losers as well. But when it does have a big move, it catches on to that. And that's where these big, massive gains come from. And again, just playing something simple like this over time, like that's all that it needs to be. And this one's still very much on track for what we've been speaking about it. In this case, this one began in early October. But this setup typically takes about nine periods to play out, which on a 5-day time frame is 45 days. That brings us into about the mid to end of November. And the average return for this one was around about 30%. So, perhaps we do see Bitcoin make a leg up somewhere around $80,000 between now and the next couple weeks, basically. I'll still be looking at that because this one very likely is going to be one of those major trending moves. I mean, it already is a major trending move. It already is up, from that entry to current price, about 20% almost. So not bad. Moving on from there, the monthly HPDR, we spoke about this at the beginning of this month. Bitcoin reclaimed into the 38.2 level with the open of this current one. And I mean, this really does look like it wants to actually make a leg up overall to the median here, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen this month. It probably doesn't happen this month. Maybe not even December, but perhaps December, January area. We do see some like that, and that currently is in your 6-digit sort of territories. On top of that, we went over the bi-weekly signal from yesterday's video. Very simple one over here as well. Just waiting for the bi-weekly HPRO to get back into positive territory. And, CME, this hasn't happened all that many times, but every time that it has happened, it has led to a pretty significant move, even in ones that ultimately failed, like we did see back on over here in the Rona dump, this one popping up 50, 60% from that entry to the next major high. Yes, things did come catastrophically down after that, but that's a 50% move. That's significant. I mean, for reference, 50% move from here would be $100,000 is what it'd be. And generally speaking, when we have two of these kind of next to each other without price really moving all that much, the second one is the big one that goes on for quite some time. So I do believe that that's kind of what we're seeing right here. I believe that we're seeing the final leg of this, of this market cycle. And this is really, assuming this week confirms where I think it's going to confirm. And again, it's a long week left to go, to be fair. Very long week left to go. The day isn't even fucking over, and it's Tuesday. Or it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I do think that this market cycle, it's we probably see a top around end of first quarter of 2025. That's my general view here. And moving on from there, the bi-weekly stochastic oscillator, again, just following up on this, continuing up and to the right, on extremely low volatility. The last couple times we saw a similar setup to this was back here, in January of 2023, and again in October of 2023, both preceding some pretty significant runs to the upside. And then of course the monthly stochastic oscillator, which we spoke about at the beginning of this month. Not only did we have the reconnect with the 5 exponential, which was a key component, and also the weekly, and also the 5-day, which I got a lot of shit for, which is very funny to read. I wonder if those people ever like comment again and just say, sorry man, I was a little bit rude and mean about talking about that, and maybe you had a bit of a point there. You don't even have to say that, just maybe I was rude and mean, but then again, can't really expect that. Anyways, go fuck yourself. And as far as the monthly goes right here, it would appear to me that so far so good. So as we've been saying for the past week and a half now, if you are bullish, this is the move. And well, I think with Bitcoin at new all-time highs, that confirms that this is indeed the move. And well, the only, and in fact, I kind of stop on this point right here, because obviously there needs to be some sort of area, as always. What if happened would make me bearish, and it's super fucking simple for this one. Anywhere below this week's low at $67,000. It's quite far away right now, but anywhere below $67,000 or this week's low, and yes, I'd be bearish. But until that happens, I'm going to continue to be bullish as I have been. And that just is what it is. And this has been a very, in my opinion, a very good example over the last, especially like 6 months now, of just, look, things take time to happen. Things take a long time to happen sometimes. In fact, they usually take long time to happen. But then it all happens at once. And well, I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So yeah, anyways, that is where I'll end my analysis, and we can get on to some chats over here, see if there's any sort of updates. Nope, no more updates, apparently. So I suppose we'll have to continue to wait on that. Let's see what else has lined up for me in the background right here. I see that Mr. Cameron Maltby is first. He says, "Greeting fellow Hexkin." That's right. Do I have Hex on my? I don't have. Actually want to look at Hex. I always like to look at this. Is Trump going to be good for Hex? I'm sure this is the narrative. Yeah, it does look like it's. I mean, don't think it actually does go lower than its current lows, but who knows if it has any real upside. Anyways, Ponke on MEXC. What kind of highly esteemed crypto technology could this be? Not going up during this current rally is not a good sign. Then again, I mean, at least it's not going down, I suppose, but definitely weak, definitely on the weaker side. Ultimately, I'd have to say the same thing about this thing about Bitcoin. Look, you can use this week's low as a bit of a pivot point. Below this week's low, yes, I'd get very bearish on this, looking for a move back down to about 30 cents. Until that happens, I think it's going to be generally wiser to be looking up on most things, but altcoins are going to be very, very difficult, I do believe, especially if it's not like a highly esteemed meme coin. Degenerate Speculator says, Dems keep saying save democracy by voting for an appointed candidate who wants to take away freedom of speech and the Second Amendment. Fucking wild. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too political here, because I don't want to just say it straight up. I don't want to alienate people who have different views than me, but that was an issue for me. And I say this as someone who has generally been on the left side for most of my life. But this election cycle was very bizarre and concerning to me. I'm not saying that Trump is my perfect candidate or anything like that. It's certainly not. But I do think, at least in my opinion, he's a better choice, especially for markets, which I think at the end of the day is what we're mostly concerned in, especially on a channel like this. We're concerned about making the monies. And as I kind of shift into more of an investor as my own self, I would appreciate someone who does that. And also just maybe not the biggest, but one of the biggest things for me was Kamala ran on like a big thing about, price controls, basically. And I spend a lot of time studying history. Like I love history. I talk with ChatGPT all day about history. It's fucking crazy. I mean, it's actually really, really fun. And there's one thing that all communist dictatorships have in common. And they all start with price controls. They do. They really do. And so as soon as I saw that was very concerning, very fucking concerning. She also has her pronouns in her Twitter bio. It's what Elsa says. Yeah, I mean there is that. So it's like, okay, we're really going there, huh? Anyways, the Balkan dwarf. All right, the Balkan Dwarf. Let's see. This one is going to be my biggest fumble of all time. The Balkan Dwarf here at new all-time highs yet fucking again. It's like I've been bullish on it, but I fucking dumped it way too soon. Look, where do you call an all-time, or where do you call an all-time map? I mean, look, it just had about a week's long consolidation. It's very likely going to continue on with the rally right here. I mean, it already is, obviously. The real question is, how are you going to know when the next sort of major highs? And I suppose the next time you see BBWP go to it's going to have to go to 100 percentile here in order for me to really consider that a highs. And so, how high on price action can that mean? Who the fuck knows? These things can go really, really crazy. Like I said, if you are looking for, the alt season, it is with meme coins. It quite literally is. Like, you see meme coins doing shit like this, and then you're waiting for alt. When is alt season? I need my Arweave coins to go up. It's like, you're a fucking moron. Anyways, let's see. We can pull up a Fibonacci extension. I don't know if this is going to be even that useful here, but I mean, it's already around the 2-spot extension or breaking out of there. So I suppose you're probably going to see a move somewhere around like 1 spot 4 cents, or that's tenths of a cent. So maybe somewhere around there. I don't really know, man. These things can get crazy. I would be saying I'd continue to be, if I was in this, I'd continue to hold it until I see BBWP get at least back above this last peak right here that you saw in early November, and then perhaps be considering that a high is very imminent. Let's see. Big Bull says, Moo the Bull, daily please, my sir. Okay, man. Moo the derp. On Mexi. Excuse me. Again, another meme coin right here that's had generally a good year. Can contrast this with a lot of the other shitcoins that have just been making lower highs. This one has continued on with the higher low party, and I believe we spoke about this one last week. We circled this area right here, and what do you know? We have the next higher low coming in right there, momentum turning up on the daily. I'd be looking at this to be the pivot. Very likely to work its way back up to range highs. I mean, that can take obviously a little bit of time, obviously, but generally I'd be looking somewhere back around range highs. And if you start to see any sort of closures above your October highs, then it's going to very likely break out to new highs. Again, this is the time of the market cycle for these sort of things. If you've been preparing for that. Big Bull is back. He wants to look at Brainlet Soul. Brainlet Soul. It's almost as if I'm looking at the same chart as the last one, and I'm basically saying the same thing as well. Look, respect the higher lows, respect the trend. Momentum turning back onto the upside, rejecting the bearish control zone as well. Very likely to retest your October highs. The second that you close above those highs, you already have new all-time highs, so you don't need me to tell you that that's going to lead towards a trending move, but it is what it is, man. Look, I have no reason to be bearish on this thing as long as you're above the November lows. Fuck, I forgot to mention this about Bitcoin as well here. It is interesting to see the lows of so far. I mean, things, I guess, I suppose could turn around, but so far, these statistics continue to at least provide some sort of value, hopefully. Anyways, moving on now, we have Stefan Milosevic. He says, "Hey, Krown, what's up, man? Happy erection over day. Happy. I am actually very happy. It's not over yet though, but I'm gonna be very happy when it is over. My brain has been melting for the past month, just being exposed to this, and I actually went out of my way to ban all of the or mute all of the politically infused words on Twitter, and still I would get inundated with this shit. So hopefully soon. Anyways, this might not make sense, but your prediction parallel for Sol when Bitcoin hits the high, I think I understand what you mean. So what you're essentially asking is, if Bitcoin were to hit 80,000, so hypothetical situation here, we're making an assumption, but if Bitcoin were to hit 80,000, what would you be expecting for Solana? What would be kind of like the price equivalent for that? Well, Solana does seem to be playing towards the upside as well here. Let me just, I know I have it somewhere here. It's up, it's actually up more percentage-wise, pound for pound, than Bitcoin, and already back up around that 190-ish region. That's the next big one for myself here. Again, we had this chart on the weekly, but we've been following this chart on the weekly for a while now. Again, another example of just, being fucking patient, huh? And with this week already being a bullish engulfing dildo, you never want to be premature with shit. But again, with the way that things look as they are, I do think that this is the one that when you see a bullish engulfing right at the edge of, in this case, weekly resistance or just your last weekly high, very likely it's going to break on through. Very likely you see these highs retested over here. Very likely that continues to new highs. Again, it's the same trend line over here for the last couple of years, going back to June of 2023, that has been producing a lot of these major rallies. And I believe that this is going to be the same, especially coming off of extreme low volatility over here. Very similar to the last signal as well. You have the double derp, right? Low vol, twist, low vol, twist. It is what it is. Okay, so anyways, your question, sorry, I completely have ignored your question. What would you be expecting for Solana? I mean, what would be like the equivalent area? Well, obviously it would have to be new all-time highs, right? But how high are new all-time highs? Perhaps for 80,000, you'd be looking at maybe like 320. And for your and again, this is a hypothetical. We're making a major assumption here. For 120,000, I'd probably be looking maybe closer to like 600. Maybe 800. That's really hard to do. And I want to say at the outset, I would not stand by these predictions or anything like that. I think it's very difficult to do. But if you put a gun to my head and said, Krown, figure it out, that'd be my best guess, I suppose, right now. Rafito Bambito. It rhymes. It's a great name. Coti on the weekly. Okay, let's check it out. COTI. Is this going to be a good shitcoin or a bad shitcoin? Good shitcoin, bad shitcoin. Call it right now. Long-term, bad, but short-term, good. It is putting in a weekly low here. But, the strong things are not putting in lows right now. They're putting in highs. Or they're not putting in highs, but they're making highs. So this would be a weak piece of garbage. Even though, to be fair, it actually has made macro higher lows so far. So I suppose there is that at least. But, very likely it's putting in a low here. Very likely it does work its way back towards 15 cents. I think that you very likely will even see 30 cents at some point in the following months. But it's weaker. It's a laggard. But at least it's not like totally absolute dog shit compared to things that just only go down. So fair enough. But yeah, I do think it is putting in a low here. Only way to get bearish on this one is you're probably going to hear a very similar analysis on most things. Below this week's low, yeah, I'd get bearish on this thing. But until then, this thing is putting in very likely the next weekly low. Any sort of move back above 11 cents would be confirmation of me that this thing, will pull through. And sorry, I'm actually being a little bit more hard on this one than I probably should be. It's not like the worst shitcoin here. But again, if you're looking for the shitcoins that go up and have crazy gains, well, it's not these things. I'm guessing this is not a meme. Anyways. Come to SA, weed legal. What's SA? Is that South Australia? South Africa? I don't know if I can deal with the South African accent, man. To be honest with you, I can't fucking understand it. Cameron Maltby says, Moodang, please. Moodang. I told Elsa she looks like Moodang the other day. She didn't like it. I was surprised that she even knew what it was. What are you herping and derping about? Elsa's dressed up as a fucking zombie right now. Mummy. Anyways, Moodang right here. Again, if I'm just looking at this thing, I'd say, but when you keep in mind kind of where everything else is at, I'm more inclined to say that it is probably putting in a higher low right here. Above 20 cents, I'd feel a lot more confident of that. But I'd give it a chance right here, just kind of keeping everything else in mind. Of course, if it does come back down below November the 4th's low, I'd be looking for this thing to fall down to about 10, 11 cents. But until then, I think you kind of give it a chance right here. I'm sure it's like at the 50% retracement. Nope, actually at the 618, so getting a bounce off there. But like I said, back above 20 cents, that's where I'd get bullish on this one. Until then, it's kind of in a decision period. I'm more inclined to say that things are generally going to be lenient here, generally going to float up. But yeah, if you just want to go for straight technicals, that would be it. Nishant Aurora says, how to make my chart against Bitcoin if not on TV? Oh, then, well, you can't. Or at least I don't think that you can. Or perhaps you might be able to type in whatever your shitcoin is and then just do /BTC. TradingView might calculate it then. it's possible. But if it's like a super obscure shitcoin, then maybe not. So that would be my best guess for that. The other way that you could do it is maybe you could pull up like, what you're really looking for is covariance. But you could pull up like a compare symbol with Bitcoin and just kind of eyeball it, just going up here to this plus symbol and putting in Bitcoin and just kind of seeing it, and then comparing them percentage wise. But obviously, it's a lot more nice when you have it already calculated for you. Neil says, SUI, please, can we reach $10 to $15? I mean, the answer is always yes. Can you? Is it will you? And that is a question that only the charts can answer if we can even find this thing. Because am I typing it right? Okay, is my trading view not working now? Am I being censored by the government? SUI. Okay. For whatever reason. Okay, there we go. All right, it is popping up now. Okay, good. All right, let's check it out. SUI. Yeah, this one is, I mean, it's already retesting those prior highs, very likely to make new highs here. Again, when I see a signature like this on the daily stochastic oscillator where you have a quick cross and then cross again, especially within, in this case, the bullish control zone in this, and also in this case on new highs with volatility expanding above the 50 percentile level. This thing is ready to break to new all-time highs. Weekly time frame probably has the real story. And yeah, I do think that it will. I do think that it will hit maybe around like 2.5, but okay, $10 to $15? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Do I think it will? No, no, that's too much. I think if you want to be like super bullish on it, like I'm talking about like best case scenario, I'd maybe say like $8 to $9. But that's like best case scenario. That's like Bitcoin at $120,000. And then this thing's flying. But yeah, I do think that it will move up from here. Yes, and I do think that it will move up in the next few weeks. It's probably going to make new all-time highs this week. Wouldn't be surprised to see like $4 or $5 in the coming months. Above there is where I'd say things start to become less probability. But of course, I can be wrong on that. Who knows how crazy things get going in this cycle. Some G says it's morning in America again. Hello, good sir. Some G, the best name of all time on YouTube, or among the best names. Actually, Peepoo is one of the best names. And who's the other one? Ass Lord. Was it Ass Lord? Oh, fuck. Ass Lord is a pretty good one as well. Crypto Wrecked RD says, banana on weekly, sir, please and thank you. Is this a Raoul Pal? What did you, juicy yum yum? Oh, sushi yum yum. It's a good one too. Banana, again, not the strongest alt of all time, but I'm going to be a lot more lenient on these things, especially on a day like today. I'm more inclined to say it is probably putting in a higher low here. We're seeing momentum turn back onto the upside from a very, very low level, so I suppose it will have a chance. Really would like to see it above the 29th of October high. See that, okay, yes, this thing's going to make new all-time highs, probably up to 80, 90, probably $100 after that, but it all kind of hinges on its ability to put in a low right here. So how would it confirm a low right here? It needs to pop back up, close, I mean, at least above $60. So it will have a chance here. Very likely does trade up from here. I would get bearish on this thing below $45. I'm looking for a move back down to 40. But until then, like I said, today is a day to be more lenient on these sort of things rather than not. Victor Suave says alien base. Okay. Alien base. This is a new one. Well, it's, I'm guessing, a meme coin, and memes are the hot things right now. I do think that you have hit a local high over here, and I don't think it's ready to necessarily start trending back onto the upside just yet. I'd be looking for this consolidation to drag on a little bit further. Maybe it comes all the way back down somewhere around here. I'm not saying that it's going to come down exactly right here, but just if it did, that's not like an issue. Below 23 cents, yeah, that's where I start to say that this thing does have a bit of an issue. Until then, all consolidations lead towards obviously very strong or higher lows and very likely new all-time highs from there. But I think that you are in a bit of a correction phase, likely to trade sideways there for a little bit of time. Jacob Virgil de Dios, what's up, man? Con L, please, weekly daily. Okay, Con L. Oh, look, the LARP lines are playing out. Nice. Okay. I don't know when we last looked at this one. I am inclined to say that you're probably putting in a higher low right here. I don't think that this thing is going to be moving like significantly onto the upside from exactly right here. Let's see what it basically looks like. Yeah, I do think that's putting in a low right here. I think it's going to take some time, however, to continue to put in a low here, though. And you're going to see a consolidation range between 37 to the upside versus about 18.5 to the downside. And I don't think that this thing is necessarily ready just yet to, to green deal this way, and actually break above here. It should try some upside from here, yes, but I wouldn't be willing to call like an actual range break. I think it's going to continue in here for a while and then try an actual breakout. If I had to call it, probably early next year, but I can very much be wrong about that. We'll see what the traditional market's response is today to what's going on the political front. See if there's any updates over here. There are no new updates. No new update. How is there no new updates? It's been like fucking 2 hours since I last saw an update. Can we get an update, please? Simply Gains, what's up, man? Another OG of this channel. Bitcoin dominance is just Ethereum, Bitcoin inversed. More or less. Well, is it actually? Yeah, kind of, I guess. Yeah, pretty damn close. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Pretty damn close. Yeah. It's almost like the euro dollar in Dixie. Simply Gains. And I think that you'll understand that reference. Yeah, fair enough. Looks really fucking bullish here, I'd say. that is pretty crazy. But fair enough. That is actually really... Is Ethereum doing anything today? Barely hanging on. Yeah, I do. Again, I do think that Ethereum has a low in here, but just a perennial disappointment, I suppose. But yeah, very interesting observation, and I'd agree with that, man. Jacob is back. He wants to look at NVIDIA. Please daily, weekly, daily, weekly. NVDA. Let's see. Let's go to a weekly. Daily looks like a higher low. Weekly looks like continuation. I know a lot of people last week can be like, it's a bearish engulf. It's not a fucking bearish engulfing. It needs to trade above the high of the prior. The monthlies are the charts to be watching here. When you get into macro moves, you watch macro timeframes. Sorry, I sound like I'm fucking talking down to people or moralizing. I don't want to sound like that. When you're in a macro move, you don't fucking look at lower term timeframes because they're going to be more noisy compared to the overall trend. This is trend continuation here. Yeah, I do think that this thing is... It's really fucking hot. It's really fucking hot. I mean, like it's extended. You're late into this bull market, but it does have more upside to go. How high can it go? I guess we can pull up an extension for this just to come up with areas of interest. I don't know how useful this will be. 154 would be an area of interest. 170 would be an area of interest. Again, who knows how high these things can go in the right conditions? During the very end of bull markets. Maybe even just guns for $200 in like a year. I guess possible. But ultimately, in terms of timing, we're very late within this game. Like this ball game is at any number 7 right now, or maybe 7.5. It's like what's it called? The home stretch? No, not the home stretch. Oh my God, I've been in Europe for too long. I've turned into a Europort. I don't even understand baseball references anymore. It's my favorite sport. Base 4267. Look, I should also say where I'd get bearish on NVIDIA, because obviously there needs to be something like that as well. Back down below October the 15th low. I would negate what I'm saying here, and look for this one to continue on with a consolidation with likely a higher low somewhere around about 119, 120ish region. Base 4267 says NPPTF stock. Thank you for specifying that it is indeed a stock. It's also the only thing that comes up on TradingView, which is should make it obvious as well, I suppose. Don't know what this thing is. Don't know what this thing does. I do think that it is ready. It's already testing this prior high right here. I think it might grind up against there for a little bit more time, but it is very likely ready to break out. I see a few higher lows here. So while ultimately it can take some time consolidating here, short term, it's very likely to sell off of those prior high retests. Could maybe even come all the way down to like 45, 46 cents. That's fine. Especially, working off of these extreme volatility conditions. This is a base for a setup for a higher low leading into a continuation of this trend, which would be to the upside. Yeah. So yeah, it could very easily come back down to like, upper 40 cents before it actually tries a real move to the upside. Dash Iron CA says at least 3,000. That's right. That's right. We have a $3,000 target as well as a $12,000 target and a $40,000 target. Michael Longcar, what's up, man? How long do you see Bitcoin pulling back to? How low do you see Bitcoin pulling back to from here? I mean, you already just saw a $2,000 swing, right? I think best case scenario, maybe you see a pullback down to like low 72. But I don't even think that's, to be honest, I think that you already saw the pullback intraday. This thing looks strong. It looks like the breakout's real. All the timing's right. All the stats are right for this move. Maybe it comes back down to mid 72 or low 72. I wouldn't be counting on that though. I think it's generally going to be up from here. Yeah, like even if it came back down to like last week's high, I mean that would be. It's hard to argue right now. Let's see if there's any updates on the presidential election. Still no updates. Let's see. Is there any? Maybe there's another site or something that has some more updated feeds. You see, U.S. live election. Huh? They do update every 5 minutes. They update like every second. It seems like. Interesting. I guess. Yeah, I'm not really having any luck finding. The New York Times even seems like they are expecting Trump to win at this point. Oh, we have an update right here from CNN. CNN has a different look on this one. They're calling 246 for Trump versus 182 for Harris. That does not make sense because, man, even these fucking news places can't get their story straight. Wow, 246 for the dawn. Yeah, that's what CNN has as well. Interesting. All right. Yeah, Colorado's lefty. Yeah, they are blue. New York is blue as well. Yeah. Well, it's mostly like the big cities, but when you go outside the big city, then it is more red, I suppose. I'm educating Elsa on American politics now because I am the expert. Anyways. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Yes. Jacob is back. He wants to look at Robinhood stock, okay, on NASDAQ. And that is a bearish engulfing dildo on a weekly. And that is pretty ugly. But then again, the monthly, if I'm going off of my rule here in a macro move, in a macro market, look at the monthly. You have a reconnect with that red 5. I can't tell you how fucking simplistic this analysis is, but you can see that it is very, very, it just works over time, man. I do think that it probably actually does put in a higher low here. I know it looks ugly on the daily and the weekly. And if I was just looking at the weekly, I'd say, hey, this thing is coming back down to 21.5, maybe even all the way back down to like 19.5. But I'm more inclined to go with the monthly here. Obviously, I can be very much wrong on this. If I am wrong on this, how will you know? You'll know because I will change my opinion. No, you'll know because this thing comes back down and closes very specifically below last Friday's low. If you see that, okay, yes, I'm wrong. Very likely you see this one come down somewhere between like $19-20, something like that, and try for a higher low there. But until then, I'm going to be very inclined to be very lenient on things going to the upside today. I think it's the better call overall with everything that's going on. Deuce 7 Club says, can I get your opinion on Lulu stock? This is like Elsa's favorite retailer, Lululemon. I can't wait to go to the Lululemon. It's like, okay. Okay, long term, not the best stock, not the worst stock. It's no tech stock, that's for sure. Does it have some more upside from here? I do think that you are getting into an area very soon, whether it's already here at 320 or maybe it moves a little bit higher towards 340, where it does put in a bit of a range high and does back off from there. So it's somewhere around here. I don't think it's going to just green dildo its way exactly through this region. I think that you're going to spend a little bit of time. What is that fucking noise? Something like this. Maybe set in for a higher low and then maybe try the move. But let's see what the monthly looks like actually. Yeah, monthly does suggest to me that it will move higher, and you will see it break actually above that region, and test maybe somewhere around 360. Just well, yeah, one thing at a time. I generally think it's going to go up from here, but I would be cognizant one at 330 and then again at 360 for short-term pullbacks. I don't know what time frame you're on because you didn't specify, so I just say that for the moment. Let me see. My phone is blowing up with all sorts of things. It's erection day. It's erection day. Anyways, let's see. Gwinto says, Krown, I love you. I love you too, sir. I love you too. Crypto Rect RD says, Crypto Rect. Metis USDT, weekly, monthly, okay. Metis, oops. Learned all the trading from you has helped me grow and make money since 2022. It rhymes, so you know it's true, baby. Bitcoin lows, legend. I appreciate that, man. I do really appreciate that, man. At the end of the day, though, you know, I always have to give credit back to, you know, to someone like you who says that, because look, a lot of people watch this channel and some people get some value out of it. Some people don't. Some people just watch it for entertainment. Some people watch it to learn some trading. And so if you're learning some trading, I mean, it means that you're being an active participant and you're actually doing something yourself. And if you're doing something yourself, then, well, you really did it. I can't even do anything for you to begin with. Like, something really hit me the other day. I was listening to this Naval podcast, and he was saying there's really you can never really get like unearned knowledge. Like, you have to learn things for yourself. You can't just listen to someone and then get it. You actually kind of have to experience it or know it yourself. Like, nothing that you haven't experienced or truly figured out yourself do you actually know. And so, you know, if you've done that, you've done the work. And well, that's really all that it comes down to, man. But I do appreciate that. I'm glad that you've gotten something out of this, but don't forget that you've also, you know, done some shit yourself. You know, Metis right here, again, an uninteresting prior cycle shitcoin in my opinion, but is it putting in a higher low? Yeah, I do think it is. I would agree with your sentiment right there. I do think that it will work its way up from here. Will it be a big winner this cycle compared to the meme coins? I don't think so, no. But you probably already know where I'm going with this. Look, if you trade back above 130, close a weekly above there, this thing is going to retest all-time highs, maybe make new all-time highs. It's not the most terrible shitcoin of all time. You know, I mean, it has had a pretty decent move to the upside in 2024, more decent than most shitcoins, to be fair. So I'm inclined to say that, you know, it probably does work its way up from here. And daily seems like another higher low to me. Momentum turning up. It almost looks like the same chart as Ethereum right here. And, you know, I'd say the same thing as well as Ethereum. I think it's a laggard. I don't think it's going up as much percentage wise, but I do think it goes up from here. And I do think that you will see, you know, these numbers hit in the next month or two. Jacob is back. He's looking at PayPal, PYPL. PayPal. Let me take a sip of this water. Jacob says, PayPal, daily, weekly, thinking 120 area. Okay. Let's see. I mean, if you're making that assessment off of a daily, I think that's like it's pretty aggressive, man. I think $100 is going to be obviously a psychological number, and also this prior major high over here before really trending on to new lows. So I think that's a big one. Then yes, you got your 120 region, of course, but one thing before the next. And the problem with this thing is that if it does want to put in a lower high, this is the exact area that you want to see it from on this 84 high right there. So I would say that becomes very, very concerning back down below $75 for this being like the next macro lower high, especially on, you know, last week, again, a bearish engulfing dildo. But again, it's probably better to be looking at the general market here. Probably more inclined to say that this one does move back up towards $88 to $90. You see a short-term pullback from there, then a try towards $100, and then it's probably going to spend a lot of time around that region and pull back significantly from that region before you perhaps see your 120-ish region hit. You know, these LARP lines are not like fully correct over here, but the general gist is like sideways within this range for longer, and that includes both a test to the upside and a test to the downside. But seeing as you've already tested the downside over here, probably the next test to the upside. So I do think that it will continue from there. Just I don't think it's the big move that you're looking for just yet. I could be wrong on that, of course. Jonathan Goya said, or Jonathan G. Doggy coin on the hourly and daily. Okay. Yeah, doggy moving up. Doggy right back above its March highs. Again, very common to pull back from these highs, and I do think that it can pull back a little bit more, certainly. I mean, it can even pull back all the way down to like 18 cents. You know how this thing moves, but I do think that it is ready to ultimately break out from here. I do think that this is likely the move. Volatility in this region yet again, alongside a test of this region, is a signal of a likely breakout. Just want to see a weekly closure above that high, to be a lot more technical about it, which is 22.5 cents above there. This thing very likely goes on a pretty big run, 40 to 50 cents, I'd say. And again, for all the shit that I can talk about doggy coin, it has something that most cryptos do not have, even the legitimate ones, is that it has macro cycle higher lows. It does. Most things, 99% of shit in this market cannot say that. And so, it's actually better than most things. So fair enough. Anyways, we have Martin Hunt. He's looking at whiff daily weekly. This is dog whiff derp. Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. Let me go to the crypto and is there any updates? Oh, we have an update. 247 for Trump versus 210 on Harris. Interesting. Let's see what the key races are. Seem to be going quite well for Trump, I guess. Jesus, man. It is crazy how close things really are. When you really think about it, like no state is even like past 60% in favor of one side over the other. So it really is the country split down the middle. That is so, it's split down the middle on such extreme sides. That is so crazy to me. Yeah, I don't see how America exists in like 100 years without another civil war, to be honest. A crazy thing that I was looking at just the other day is that, I always thought that like, the Civil War was a very long time ago, like the U.S. Civil War. The North versus the South was a long time ago. It's actually not. It's less than 200 years ago. Like that's... There was people alive during your parents' age who fought in the Civil War, or if your parents are like as old as mine. My parents are in their 70s. Like there was people alive during the time that they were alive that fought in the fucking U.S. Civil War. Like it was not that long ago. It can happen again. Anyways, dog with hat, similar to doggy coin, putting in a higher low right here. I do think it will move back up around these $2.80 to $3 highs. That's like that's kind of the big area for this thing, in my opinion. Closing back above basically $2.95. This thing should have a pretty significant run towards $4. Again, it's if this is the alt season here. This is alt season. This is alt season. This is Halloween. This is alt season. Weekly's about a bullish engulfing as well, or looks like it might be a bullish engulfing. Perhaps not there just yet, or very far away from being there, I should actually say. And same thing as most of these things. Just a blind piece of analysis that I can give on almost everything that we have looked at today is that as long as you're above this week's low, this is the move, and that's that. But below this week's low, okay, something else is going on. I have to reconsider. Anyways, Woot says bonk on the 4 hour and daily. Else's favorite derp coin. Let's see. Almost the same chart as what we just looked at. Again, this is where the alt season is. I do think it's going to move back up towards this high right here from, late September, early October. Closing above these highs here. Oh, look, the LARP lines are playing out. Closing above these highs right here, and I'd be looking for this thing to retest this circle. And again, below this week's lows, yeah, problems. But until that happens, I'm looking up from here. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame can pull back a little bit, sure. Again, anytime you retest a prior time or a prior high, or a prior low, you're going to pull back from those regions generally. It's a very good blind play. Base 4267 says Solana Strategy Stock, Sol Strategy Stock, CYFR. Okay, this is all right. Oh, it trades OTC. This is basically a crypto. I do think that it could pull back very easily to 55 cents. Who knows what these pink slip shit can do? They can boost significantly. I do think it can very easily pull back to like 55, 56 cents. But I do think that this is the move to the upside. I do think that ultimately you will reach towards probably $2 to $3. Don't know what the hell this thing is. Don't know what the hell this thing does. I'm not really going off of much here, but Aaron Shahanazari says, Gala. Okay, just one at a time, man. Otherwise, we end up doing a million of these fucking things, and my voice is going to kill me for just $2. Anyways, absolute dog shit. This is not where the altcoin season is going on. This is for the people who are looking at Bitcoin dominance thinking herpity derp. I do think it is putting in a low here, and I do think it will move up from here. Is it going to retake your March highs? That's a 4x move from here. I would even be surprised to see that at this point, honestly. I think it could maybe easily move up to like 4 cents ish region from this low. That would be, if this thing is long-term bearish, a great place for another lower high. But this is the kind of stuff, in my opinion, to be avoiding this cycle. Even if it does move up here, it's not going to move up as much pound for pound as, the hot shit. But hey, I can always be wrong on that. If I am wrong on that, you'll see this thing, or you'll start to know if this thing moves back above about 5 cents. That'd be where I start to say, okay, maybe this thing actually is going to reverse, confirmed fully above 9 cents right here. And at that point, yeah, it can really fucking run towards, 25, 30 cents. But I don't think that that's what's happening. Simply Gain says, hi, Krown. What's up, man? He's back. Tau on MEXC is the low in. I don't know. Probably, but let's see. Most things to lower in. If it is going to be bullish, this would be it. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Yeah, it's always hard when you don't have like a whole hell of a lot of history here. Let's see, how deep did this one retrace even? It retraced to the 618. Okay. I mean, if you're going to be looking for a low, I mean, this would be a good place for it. Again, it's a very simplistic piece of analysis, but even below today's low, that's where I'd say, hey, this thing likely does come back down below $400. But until that happens, I think the trend is your friend, and well, good place for a higher low. So I'd go with that assumption until proven otherwise. Proven otherwise below, I think it was 400. Big ranges there, very big ranges. Ondo Pancho says, GFI weekly, please. Okay, GFI. Is this a stock or a crypto? I'm guessing it's actually a stock. Up. Yeah, long term, I do like these lows, and I do think that this one will move up. But it's going to spend a lot of time around this low $20 region and pulling back from there a while as well. Again, it's just same idea here, retesting prior highs. But I do think it tries more upside from here and probably officially retests, $21, $22, pulls back from there, spends some time, and then tries an actual breakout. But that can take a long time. I'm on a monthly time frame right here. I mean, that could take many, many months. Han Henry says, Trump USDT, is this a real thing? Actually, it probably is. Wow, Trump coin isn't even going up. Well, I mean, it is, I guess, but not going up that much. Compared to the other meme coins that we looked at, not super interesting. I do think it goes up from here, yes. Again, you have regular bullish divergence on daily stochastic oscillator. Do you think it will retest this $5.50 high? If you start to see a close above there on a daily time frame, this thing can move up actually quite significantly towards $9 to $10. But one thing before the next. So, yeah, I do think it will try for some upside there. BitF on NASDAQ. Also, have you been playing Dragon Age Veilguard? I actually was just looking at reviews of it last night. I didn't even know that it came out. I didn't really know much about it. It's a type of game that I would like, but the reviews are terrible. They're really awful. Yeah, that's the one that Elsa's asking if it was the one that we were watching yesterday. Yeah, it was. Reviews were just so bad. So probably not, man. Although I do hear that the combat is fun, so maybe I'll just do it anyways. But yeah, if you have an opinion on it, let me know. I'm curious. Anyways, bit F. It's gonna be a lot more interesting to see where this thing opens up today. I mean, Bitcoin miners, like, if you're bullish, this is the place for a higher low. If you're bearish, then this is just continuation. That it makes it really difficult here. Like, if you are bullish, here's what I'd say. You can use the August lows as a pivot point, meaning that anywhere below 165, this thing is going to likely fall apart back down to, very low $1, like 110, 120-ish region. Until then, I guess there's some hoping for a higher low here. At least this is where you'd be expecting a higher low if it is bullish. But, if I was just looking at this, I'd say this thing looks a lot more to me like it wants to do something like this than anything else. So just because Bitcoin is showing upside, I'm not necessarily convinced that Bitfarms will. Bitcoin miners are a bit different, obviously. Steven Schickman says, doggy, please. We did that one earlier, so all good there. Nishant says, Ray, USDT. Okay. Ray. Radium. Not bad for a prior cycle shitcoin. Very decent move over here, making new highs on this rally already. That's a good sign. I do think it will pop up to like 440-ish region, test there, and probably pull back there and spend some time maybe around that area after a bit of a pullback. But the breakout, looks real to me. I mean, I don't know when we did this chart, but still holding up, and that's really all that I'd be going off of as of right now. So yeah, I do think that it moves up a little bit more, but expect a big pullback somewhere around like 430 to 440-ish region. Reconsolidate, and then maybe try another move higher later on. Where is the cycle high? Who the fuck knows? We haven't. It'll be a lot more pertinent or a lot more relevant to be looking at Bitcoin for the cycle high, and then kind of extrapolate that to altcoins. Jacob says China stock JD weekly, monthly. Okay. I'm glad that you specified Chinese, because is it on the Chinese markets or is it on NAS? I guess I'll go to the one with NAS. Yeah, pulling back from this prior breakdown region right here, also this prior swing high. I do think that it will pull back a little bit more, maybe back down to like 36.5, 37. At that point, really need to see a higher low, because I do see a range forming here on the weekly, and this thing can spend a lot of time in this range. Hopefully, for your sake, assuming that you're long, you want to see put a higher low. So anywhere above $30 would look pretty good. Do something like this and spend some time. Can't really get too excited about it long term, as long as you're below 47.5. About again, I am just rounding off these numbers, by the way. I'm not giving out like extremely specific numbers, but if you want to be super specific, it's the number that you see on the screen, 47.67. Base says cores mining stock, daily, weekly. Okay. CROZ. Let's see. Oops. Bad habits. A lot of stocks today, which is actually fun. I really like looking at stocks. Monthly weekly looks kind of ugly, but many of these things do. Again, monthly though, I think is a different story. We don't have as much history here. I do think maybe it pulls back a little bit more, closer to $12, but, or at least if it did, that's not like a major issue for me. The only issue would be coming back down below last month's low, which is about $11. Until then, I mean, I really should be looking for downside from here, honestly. We'll see how strong the broad market is, I guess. The monthly says up, weekly time frame, daily time frame say down. If it does come down, like I said, you'll know by the pivot that I spoke about earlier, which I actually already forget. Yeah, back down below last month's low. Until then, I think it could very easily come down to like low 12 and then try for an upside move. I suppose we'll see. I feel a lot less confident on this one, man. I'll be completely blunt with you. I do not feel very confident on this. I could just easily call a top as I can call continuation. I'm more inclined to call continuation though, just based off of the monthly. That's what I'll say about that. BK says Dolan. Is this a crypto coin? The Dolan duck on MEXC. Not much of a chart. Let's see, is there maybe something else on CoinEx? Also not much of a chart. I don't know what to tell you on this, man. if I'm going with the general market here, probably up. I do think personally it can come back down very easily to 40 cents before it does try an upside move, but I don't have an opinion on something that's this new, man. I don't fucking know. There's no way for me to know or be very confident about something that is this new. Bitcoin is back around almost $75,000. Did you know that Bitcoin's at all-time highs? Did you know that? You didn't know that. Elsa didn't even know that, and she's here. Crazy. Not even paying attention. Doesn't give two fucks. I just want my bags. All right, what are these last couple super chats? Then we're closing this one up. 214 to 247 right now. Where is my? Oops, there we go. Are you gonna post me or what? Oh, actually, I can just see them myself. Jonathan Goya says, big time on hourly. It's pronounced Joy. Oh, Joya. Okay, Joya. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, man. My apologies. Jonathan G or Joya? Joya. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, let's be done with these three and then we're done. I don't like it long term. Did not have a good 2024. Well, most things were, but I do think that this is your higher low. I do think that it will pop back up towards 19, 20 cents. You're on the hourly. So yeah, short term, I do think that it continues on here. Short term, probably 16 cents, maybe as much as like 1670, 1680ish region, but I would be looking for a very short term pullback from there as well. Crypto Rect says Zig USD. Okay, on the weekly. What dis? Okay, not terrible. I mean, it did make new highs above its 2021 highs, so not bad. Seems to be very obviously consolidating within this tight range here, coming off the lows, probably setting in a higher low. I do think that it will work its way up from here, man. Going to have some hidden bullish evidence between this low and this low. Assuming that it closes back above about 9.9 cents this week. If you see that, I do think that you will retest these highs. Maybe that's even a setup for a breakout. Vava Loom says Badger. Again, just one at a time, for fuck's sake. Yeah, close them. Yeah, another garbage shitcoin right here. How do I pin it? I can't actually pump it, or I can't actually pin it from my streaming service. Let me try this over here. All right. That's where I can do it from. Okay. Yeah, I do think it's put in a low here, but overall garbage, just gone down since 2021. Not the strongest thing of all time. I do think it will go up from here. I do think it will probably test $3.50. Hard to get excited about this thing long term if you're looking for like the big move, as long as you're below this high right here. So, problem is you probably move up here, can very easily move up to $5. If it is going to be bearish, that's where I'd be expecting a lower high. If it's going to be bearish. If it's not bearish, you will see it base around there and then actually retest the $9.50 high, and well, from there should make new highs. Do Kwon. It's him. Pups Soul. Okay. Oops. Pups Soul. Pups World Peace. Bullish. Compare that with the old shitcoin that we just looked at. This thing much better. Does not have that overhead hang. Look, I think it's very likely to bust through this prior high at 20 cents. Technically speaking, you want to see a closure above there, but all oscillators are pointing north here, with hidden bullish evidence come off the last couple lows, I'd say as well, and the daily jewel pointing up. I think that you're going to close above here, probably put in a move closer to 30 cents. Can take some time, obviously. Ponky, we did that one earlier, sir. I think we even did it for you. No, we did it for someone else, but yeah. Same shit here. Hidden bullish evidence come off this last low. I do think it moves up from here. Probably 55 cents, maybe even guns for 67 cents again. But overall, anything within this range is long-term fine. Can't get too excited about it as long as you're below 67 and 70. That's where the breakout region is, but should give a try. All right, last one for Justin. You always wait till the very, very end. I don't know why, but fine. Let's close them. Okay, I'll send in one last one. I don't know why. Fair enough, man. Living on the edge. Again, just awful as far as shitcoins go, to be honest. Do I think it's putting in a low here? Yes. Do I think it is as strong as some of the other shitcoins that we've seen? No. If you're looking to play like the big move shitcoins, I think that those are the new ones, and this is not new, and it's not acting as a good new one. But do I think it's putting in low here? Yes, I do. I wouldn't get bearish on this thing as long as you're above 1.25. Hard to get super bullish on this thing as long as you're below 230. Above 230, this thing should put in a pretty decent rally towards $3.5 to $4.5, or sorry, more. Well, actually, yeah, $3.5 to $4.5. And then obviously above your February highs. I mean, this thing is going to make new all-time highs, and at that point, you probably will be very, very happy. You'll be very mad at me for calling this thing a piece of garbage, but it's just always hard to love these things that have not performed well just yet. They're just it's less likely to be as good as some of the other ones. So yeah. All right. Nimbo says Trump is about to make a victory speech. Is he? Still, I mean, well, I suppose we'll see. Holy shit. But yeah, we'll end things right there. It's been a nice, fun live stream. Hope everyone's having a good time out there in the world. Mr. Bear Nutrition as well. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to fucking see you, man. Jacob, why do you wait, sir? Why do you wait? I can't do it, man. My voice is killing me, dude. And we do have to put our foot down at some point, man. But yeah, like I said, if you are watching this at a later date, or if you just want to, I don't know, continue on with the live stream, like I said, I'll be recording a video for the on the weekend, fielding the questions from the Discord here. You can find this section under the Cave video content section. It'll be in the November 4th Q&A, obviously, and I'll be doing new ones for each and every week. And you can ask whatever. I mean, and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. Within about 30 minutes. So yeah, hopefully this was in some way valuable, as at least some entertainment, or maybe even some education as well. Who the fuck knows? But we'll end things on that note. Again, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, I mean, I think we'll just leave it there. All right. It's been an incredible day. Wishing everyone the best of the best. Yeah, with all that said, take care, much love, and see you hopefully